Hello everyone, and welcome to the first session of Advanced Blending. And in this session I've decided that, well, I should say in this series we're starting, that we're going to be making an end product that we can actually enjoy and share later on. So what we're going to be doing is making a game. And for any video game that we make, we have to go through a bit of planning. This is going to be a simple little project that you can then jump off of. Think of it as a teaser, if you will, for greater projects later on if you so desire. Everything has to start somewhere. And that's what we're going to be doing today, is getting started. And I will jump right in. Today we're going to start the advanced blending techniques. And the end goal is going to be to come up with a basic game. And with anything of this magnitude, we need to start out with a planning session. So that's what this is going to be about. We're going to be taking our time with this, and because of that, first thing we're going to do is work out what we're going to be doing. What kind of game is this going to be? Things like that. So let's get some paper and a pencil or pen, because we're going to be jotting down some stuff. And the first thing we need to really consider is what type of game we're going to be making. So let's see. Is it good to have enough lead coming out of this pencil? So, first thing. What kind of game? Now, before we really get into that, we need to discuss something else that's kind of important when it comes to game development, and that is who our audience is going to be. But that does tie back into what kind of game we're making. So let's just add in a for who will play. Now, this question is rather easy to answer if you're just making this on your own and you're not looking to have anyone else play it, because the answer for that is you. And that's basically what this is going to be, a game for you. So, who's going to play it? You will. And so what kind of game? Is it going to be a platforming game where you're running around? Is it going to be a 3D game where you're really running around in 3 dimensions? Or is it going to be a puzzle game where it's more like a Tetris or a game of that sort? For me, it's best to go with a platformer because that gives you enough detail and enough depth of experience to then be able to go on to do other things. And it also provides you a good knowledge of the simpler things as well. So that's what we're going to do. Our kind of game is going to be a 3D platformer. Let me see, that's kind of looking blurry. What do I have that can make that look better? Yes. That's better. All right, so there we have our first question answered. And with this, we can then begin to look into what kind of game engine we want to use, because we're not going to be programming the entire thing from scratch. That would literally kill your average development team. If you don't have enough resources to throw at it, you're not going to get it done. So we need to now ask the next question. And that will be, what engine? And the game engines that I am most familiar with are the Unreal Engine, the Unity engine, and then there's one that I'm not going to recommend, but I'll go ahead and put it up here anyway. It is the A7 engine, which is used by this gaming software suite. I'm just going to put the book under here. 3D Game Studio, and this one uses the A6 engine. But the reason I'm not going to use this is because it requires a good deal more finagling to get it to work, as it relates to getting files in the right formats. it's a bit specific on what it needs. But it is a good engine if you have the time. So what we're going to be doing now is just go ahead and put a line through this one. Out of these two, they're both decent. Unity, I'm going to say no to, mainly because it is a bit limiting on what you can do. A lot of the action these days is happening with the Unreal Engine, so this is the one we're going to be using. And now, let's see, the last thing we're going to need is a idea of what this game is going to be all about. So we know it's going to be a 3D platformer. We know we know who's going to be playing it. You. We know what engine we're going to be using. Now, next thing is what are we going to be doing? So, are we trying to save someone in the game? Are we trying to collect as many things as possible in the game? And so those are important things that need to be answered at the start. So what will the end goal be? We have to figure this out, and I think we could make a combination of the two ideas I tossed out. Let's have it be a rescue collectathon. So it's going to be a rescue collectathon. Rescue, going to be saving someone. Collectathon. And we can complete this statement by adding in the word by. So we're going to be saving someone by collecting stuff in this game. And with that, our planning session is pretty much done for now. We still need to work out what we're going to be collecting and what we're going to be saving. So let's throw together some ideas for that. Collectible items, they can be anything really, but what would make more sense if we're trying to save someone? I know. We'll have some plates. tablets. And each tablet can have a letter in it. So we'll make this one S, and if it's going to be a tablet, need it to look like one. So we'll just add in touch of 3D here. And we'll just say the others are A, V, and E in a similar setup. And so that's going to be the main collectible. Now, if we have an idea of the collectible, we need to have an idea of what these are going to do. We know we want them to save our character, or the game character we're trying to rescue. So, what are we going to have the character rescued from? I would say some sort of castle tower. So something along this line. Something like that. Just finish that off, like so. And then here we'll have a doorway. And a gate. And these collectible tablets, they'll have to be inserted into a slot here. So that gives us our collectible, our, for lack of a better word, prison. And all we need left are our characters. And I'm to keep this as simple as possible. Let's do let's see. How about we do something with stickmen. I'm never very good at doing stick ladies, so forgive me on that. But we'll have something like that where you've got simple characters instead of more complex ones, because we're already doing enough stuff here to make it complex. Alright, so with that, our next thing is going to be actually getting in and getting to work. So I will see you all next time. That's all for this session of Polygonal Art with JoRaSe. If you enjoyed what you saw, how about giving this video a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos from me. In the video description below, you'll find my Patreon link. Feel free to check it out. Now, on to the credits.